The word inspiring is not something that you use for a lot of people, but I really feel that way about Janet.
One of the greatest things about Janet is that she's been there.
Just from working with Janet, I can tell that she's like a caring, thoughtful, strong leader. She listens.
She was a classroom teacher for, I think it was like 25 years, and I worked directly with her during that time, so I know she really was in there working with the students, doing what we do every single day, and now she's out there with those experiences. She's faced the same issues that we face in the classroom.
She just made me so much more aware of the issues and aware of the idea that if we don't do something, if we don't take ownership for what's going on, teaching can change radically, things can be taken away from us.
There are a lot of changes and issues going on in public education today. I feel that Janet's in the forefront of fighting for those.
I think she's a great listener, and I know that she's always collaborative. Janet likes to really test the temperature and see how people are feeling. Like, I think she used me as sometimes a person who's been a veteran teacher, been around for a while. What are you thinking on this? Like, how do you feel about this?
When she speaks, people listen. And it's because we know she did her research. We know she knows what she's talking about. So people are going to rally behind her if she's talking about an issue, because we know if she's talking about it, then it really is an issue. It's something we should be paying attention to.
One of the things that I love about her is she'll say, okay, let's talk about this. And a true leader like Janet not only lets you talk, but she listens and she responds. And not all leaders do that. Sometimes leaders lead by power and by force and maybe don't listen so much. Janet will listen.
Janet gets in touch with the people so she can know exactly what they're thinking. And then sometimes I think she helps to guide our thinking and say, do you know about this? She makes sure that we're informed, so that we can take action and be involved.
Janet would be a great MTA president because she brings experience from the classroom as a state and local union leader. Her compassion for students and staff is above all others.
I know Janet's one of the most knowledgeable people out there as far as her questions. She's dedicated, she knows everything. I think she stays up all night looking up certain things to help out us. But if I would go to her with a question and she wasn't 100% certain about it, she would simply say to me, I'll get back to you on that. Let me think about it and I'll get back to you on that. And she would think about it and she would get back to me on that in a very timely manner. And I appreciate that so mumuch today.
I know that Janet, when I worked with her, we talked a lot about educator evaluation and how it affects educators within districts and how it affects the union as a whole.
When Janet was working here in Taunton, she fought very hard during the education evaluation process and the contract and making sure that there was wording in there that protected the teachers.
Janet has mentioned a lot of times before that she's not really happy with the amount of time that high-stakes testing takes away from teaching. So it's almost kind of the opposite of what you would want to happen. Instead of the extra time for students to become better, you're assessing so much that that instructional time is decreased.
Janet has always said that there's more to kids than a test. Do we want every child to show growth? Absolutely. But do we know that our kids sometimes come to school with challenges that a test is never going to reflect? Absolutely. Janet's well aware. She's always had snacks in her room for the kid who comes in without breakfast in the morning.
Janet always said that we spend more time testing during those months of testing and preparing for those tests, and we're taking away from the learning time that we have with our students and helping them to become future learners.
One of the things Janet looks for is to make sure that we are all inclusive. She's been doing this for 25 years. And she takes those kids in that some of us look at and say, oh, those are challenging students. And Janet's like, give me your challenging students.
Because Janet led the inclusion committee, we had a lot of sweeping changes, and I feel as being an educator in an inclusion classroom, that it has benefited all the children.
Janet's like, no, wait, I want to help every student. I want to give every student hope. I want to make sure that every student is educated regardless of what challenges they face. And that's one of the things I feel that I've learned from Janet, that we can help every student and give them strength to be successful.
I support Janet Anderson because she's a strong leader that listens to people that are talking to her. I feel like she understands when you're explaining the things that are either issues to you or issues going on in the district.
I am supporting Janet Anderson because I think she is an excellent leader who will go out and fight for teachers who are here to teach and do their job.
I support Janet Anderson for an MTA president because she's strong, committed, dedicated, and she offers us not only hope but resolve and action. And I know that with Janet as our MTA president, She's going to listen to our members, she will fight for what we need, and she'll make sure that the needs of our students are met.
I support Janet for MTA president because she's an inspiring person, and we need someone that's going to inspire people right now, especially the younger teachers who are coming into the profession now.
Vote for Janet Anderson for MTA president. United, committed.